Okay. Hopefully, Craig doesn't crash again.
Oh,
Take
give
two.
Craig a break. He's tired.
All right. Anyway, there's a sequel to that Shrek fan fiction we did a while back.
Mhm.
By which I guess, I mean a month ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How fucking long ago was that? Anyway, by
While
20
ago.
Druidic Cats,
Mhm.
called, what the fuck was it? Rest, Calm, and Remember Me. I hate it. I hate that title. No one says Rest, Calm. That is a terrible, awkward, clunky phrase. And we're gonna start reading it because we just need to know about Ava.
I know I do.
Wait a minute. Hello, Ava here. Oh my god, the plot summary at the top
Mhm.
is in first person.
Lovely.
Ow! That one actually hurt me.
Let me read this. Hello, Ava here again. I have decided after Shrek, Artie, friends, and I saved far, far away from Prince Charming to make my own path and discover where I came from and my lineage. This is my journey of self-discovery, continuation of Why Fear Me, I'm Only an Elf, and takes place after Shrek 3. Artie/OC.
Mm.
Oh, that bugs me. At least this time it won't just basically be fucking like a Tom and Jerry movie.
True.
Though whether or not that's actually a good thing or not is another question. But
We'll have to see. So, do you want
it'll
me to
just
read?
be weirdly inappropriate swearing in the Shrek universe.
Mhm.
You know, kind of like in like Star Trek Picard, where they're now saying fuck, and it feels really out of place.
Fuck.
It's
Sheer fucking hubris.
Let
like
Picard say the F word.
it feels wrong, like hearing a Star Trek character say fuck.
Mhm.
It feels so wrong. Author's
Good thing I
note.
was never
Hello
into-
again. What?
Good thing I was never super into that. That would have pissed me off too, maybe.
Cat here. I'm not even into Star Trek, but even like the stuff I've seen of Star Trek, someone saying fuck just feels wrong. Like it like it's like no, wait, what? What?
Picard has made a lot of the fan base unhappy, and there's plenty of
Yeah.
videos out there ripping into it.
Well, that's the whole thing is like regardless of the gender politics of like the original show and whatnot, like
Mhm.
Star Trek has always been that whole sort of thing. It's supposed to be like a near utopian society, like the Federation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yet they're doing this whole thing of, oh, now the Federation's xenophobic and
Let's do
hates
Grimdark.
robots and shit like
Oh
that.
boy,
It's like
Grimdark.
it feels wrong. Like
Mhm.
it's not keeping with the original spirit.
It doesn't feel like Star Trek.
Like it's again that whole thing. It's like the issue I have with the DCEU is stop trying to do like this whole grimdark thing. Like petty Clark Kent needs to not be a thing. I'm not going to be interested in your Clark Kent if a trucker lightly shoves him and his response is to impale the truck on a whole bunch of logs.
Yeah.
Just like I really am not going to be very invested if suddenly Pa Kent's like, I don't know, maybe you should have let the kids drown.
Yeah, no, that's just bad.
Like, I mean, the whole thing of him killing Zod, yeah, sure, have it to where like that's how he starts figuring out his moral code or something like that. Like, oh shit, I just killed someone. This feels horrible.
Yeah.
That part I don't care about, but like, the entire movie was just this whole, like the entirety of Man of Steel was just this whole thing of you are trying too hard. You are trying to make Superman edgy, and it doesn't work. You
Please
can't make the big blue Boy Scout edgy.
You know,
Please don't.
I think what they did was they tried to make Superman human, and they forgot that he is not human.
Well, no, the whole thing is that he's supposed to be human.
Mhm.
He's not supposed to be edgy. That would be like a Dark Universe Elseworld story. That you can do. Just a whole thing of, oh, we've got to make it to where he's just throwing temper tantrums and destroying cities. No.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's all that shit. It's the whole thing of, you made Superman a jerk. Superman doesn't work when he's a jerk. Anyway, it's like why the later Christopher Reeves Superman movies didn't work. Like, I still stand by those first two Christopher Reeves Superman movies being the best Superman movies in existence. Because they did Superman right. Anyway. Hello again, Kat here. I have finally gotten around to splitting Why Fear Me, I'm Only an Elf into two separate fanfics. So, like the whole thing that happened with the first two 50 Shades of Grey books?
Yes.
What?
Those were originally one fanfic called Master of the Universe, which was split into two, and then the third book was written. That's the history of it, and Erica Mitchell refused to do rewrites to make it to where it worked more in book form, instead keeping it in the same format it was in whenever it was like being released as like a chapter a month type thing.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah, like a serialized thing doesn't work well as like a single contained story.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work well for creating an overarching plot.
It sounds bad. Just
like Folding Ideas kind of made put out the example of if you were to do a movie adaptation of questionable content, which questionable content is, it's more or less like a serialized slice of life thing with a lot of like different ongoing story arcs and stuff like that. But if you were to try and do like a single story of just condensing everything, it would be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole reason like why trying to do like a movie adaptation of like a series doesn't work. Like the fucking every movie adaptation they there's only been one. Like the movie adaptation of Full Metal Alchemist. Literally, they were compressing a serialized story into an hour and a half movie, and instead of doing it in any way that felt right or self-contained, it was just throwing a whole bunch of fan service moments. Like, oh, look, here's that thing that happened, without any concern of how it worked into the story.
Yeah.
Which is, again, why that movie is really, really bad. It's a fucking clip show, not a movie. Anyway, the first few chapters are pretty much the same as what was posted and Why Fear Me, but fear not. I'm already fearing. I have written new material for you to enjoy. Yay. I will be going back and rewriting chapters from Why Fear Me, so if anything on that story updates after I post this, it's just me doing that. I do hope you guys enjoy this part of Ava's journey of self-discovery and perhaps discovery of many other things along the way.
I swear,
Reviews
if there's
are
no
always
fucking
welcome.
Shrek in this one, I'm gonna fucking riot.
Honestly, I'm just going to be upset if she doesn't realize that she's kind of an asshole.
Well, here's to hoping.
I mean, it would be nice to have character development.
Say that again, Zane.
The journey was that I discovered that I was the asshole.
Yeah,
I was the asshole all along.
Talking about self-discovery, it would be nice to have some character development.
I wiped my eyes on my sleeve and sniffed, hearing Vanyata nickering softly in worry.
Oh, right, the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Zane.
Oh, shit, yeah. She snorted. Oh, no, I patted her neck and whispered, "It's all right, girl. I'm just a bit emotional right now."
I can relate. Anyway, she snorted, but continued on her pace. We rode in silence until I gently pulled on the reins at a familiar spot. I looked at the tree and grinned at the memories that flashed into my mind. It was the same place we landed at after Merlin transported us back. Vanyata nickered quietly, turning her large head to gaze at the tree. I took a few more moments to stare at the tree, then touched my heels to her belly. The mare snorted and started forward after glancing at me.
I blinked and chuckled quietly before I murmured to my restless mount. Sorry, I wanted to relive a few moments, that's all. Hey, Ava, horses don't live for hundreds of years.
Wait, what?
God damn it. I'm just picturing a horse, right? And it's with an elf. And I can just watch an elf slowly, like, watch an entire generation after generation of horse get, like, perfected into super horse.
Oh, God.
I've been raising this family of horses for generations.
I'm not gonna lie, my mind is still on the fucking Star Trek thing and the fact that, like, Vulcans, kind of like elves, can live for, like, hundreds of years.
Oh, no.
So it's like, maybe that's why they're so emotionally distant with humans.
Yeah, it's a possibility, yeah.
You can't get too attached, it'll be dead long before I am.
It.
Oh, God. Fucking line.
Mine.
Okay.
Just give me. Okay.
I don't set the world on
So the mare huffed
fire.
softly in response and continued her pace. Smiling softly, I dug through the pack Artie gave me curiously. My fingers brushed against something at the bottom of the bag that felt different. Oh, god damn it. Artie left his drugs in my bag.
Ah, God damn it, not again.
Eyebrows, I gasped hold of it and carefully pulled out a really small portable radio.
Right, Trek. I
What?
guess they have those.
Grinning,
Do
I
they,
mentally
though?
thanked Artie and turned it.
Dude, it's like fucking Flintstones logic. There's no telling what they have with magic.
Hinging when loud
True.
static cracked out through the speakers. Quickly turning it down, I fiddled with the knob on top of my favorite station inside as the song came on. I softly sang along to the songs that played until we reached the crest of the hill just as the sun was setting. Ah, fuck, that reminded me of something really sad.
Like, they have a fucking Cops equivalent TV show. Like, that was the whole thing of, like, fucking Shrek, Donkey, and Puss getting arrested and everybody watching it on the magic mirror on, like, I think it was just called, like, Nights.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no fucking telling.
True.
Snorting, Vanyata jerked the reins out of my hands. That seems pretty impressive, considering the fact that there tends to be a bit of slack on those. And headed for a nearby tree. Or were you off the horse already when that happened? Making me giggle softly. Nope, you were still on the horse. I dismounted and had to grip the saddle horn tightly as my knees gave out from under me. God damn it. Who knew that riding a saddle would make you so damn sore? Gee, who'd have thought?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
Someone's never ridden a horse before.
Yep. And I was making a joke too, dude. Supposed to be sarcastic there, buddy?
Yes, I know.
You bully me with your jokes. I hope you know that.
I bully
No
everyone.
bully. No bully, please. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to call the anti-bully rangers on you.
I was never given a healthy version of friendship growing up. Groaning softly, I righted myself and staggered to find some firewood.
After clearing a space of any stray foliage, I sat down a bundle of wood and surrounded it with small rocks I found under the trees, setting aside two that make sparks when I hit them together. Remembering my basic lessons about starting a fire, I gathered some dry, dead grass and set it around the wood, picking up my rocks and showering the pile with sparks until some of the grass caught fire. Slowly the flames built up until they were crackling merrily in the pit, giving off heat and light. Then the forest started burning down. Oh God, what have I done?
Then the librarian in a park ranger's uniform came in and beat me with a shovel.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Oh God, librarian, please! You set everything on fire. Only you can prevent this. But you caused it.
No. The librarian didn't. She just watched the main character do it. And then gave it an attack. Also, did she find a fucking flint and piece of steel?
Yeah, dude. Didn't you know this is the Flintstones hour now?
Flint is not easy to find. You need to. Neither is steel. You need to be in areas where like those are occurring naturally. let me tell you, it's not a lot of places.
Well, in the Shrek universe, it might occur much more naturally than what you'd think. I don't know. I'm just being a
Tom,
dick right
we
now.
both took the same geology class.
Yes.
You know damn well how hard it is to find some of those minerals.
Yes.
All right, my line.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it snorting? Or is it the line above that?
I loosely tied.
Oh, wow, I'm way off. I loosely
Yes.
tied
Vanya.
vanilla ice to the tree so she could graze, and dug my sleeping bag, a water skin and some bread out of my backpack. I munched on the bread as I rolled out the bag near the fire,
Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go!
but not so close that I would get burned in the middle of the night.
I'm the only one who really enjoyed that show.
Ninja Turtles? I think most people enjoyed the Ninja Turtles.
Which iteration of them?
The 2000s one. I haven't seen the 80s one.
There's a couple in the 2000s. Are we talking about like the one where they went through time?
No, the one before that.
Ah.
That's very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
After sitting
Of
down
course,
with
in the UK, it was changed to Hero Turtles because there was apparently an issue with them being called ninjas in the UK. The one that started in 2003?
Yes, I believe so.
Let's see. Let me.
Turtle Power, guys. Am I right?
Yes.
The 2003 one?
Yes.
I don't think anybody really hated that one. It's a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb.
Really? Huh.
Most people like that grew up with the Ninja Turtles kind of like it.
Yeah. Confession time
like
here, guys.
turtles.
I was confession time here. I was actually talking about Ninjago or however the hell you say that, because that's what I thought of, and I forgot that the Go Ninja Go was a Ninja Turtles one first. So
I
I don't like that show. Somebody has my name in that show.
and he's one of the coolest characters because he's a fucking cyborg.
And he still has my. Are you saying I'm a robot? Huh?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
wait.
saying that he's a robot.
Someone decided to make a depressed robot. We aren't sure why.
Yo,
They
does that mean I'm iRobot? Am I gonna star in a Will Smith movie?
I was
Yes,
thinking more the robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I understood that
Oh,
reference.
I never
too.
watched that, so my bad.
Well, you shouldn't watch that movie. It's bad.
I
But
haven't read it either.
in the TV shows, the radio drama, and the video game and the books, the whole thing with the depressed robot is that he was designed to look happy all the time. So it was a very depressed robot that always had this big smile on his face.
Aw, poor baby.
That was part of the joke. Like, it was the whole thing of like things that are like advanced and powerful but ultimately useless, and that was part of the problem that like the movie had, was that it didn't do a good job translating that. So it's like, nope, we made the robot look sad. Well, that kind of ruins the joke.
Yeah.
The whole thing of the drink that could, the machine that could predict, like, that could like read your mind to find your ultimate preferred drink, but would always make the same terrible tasting thing. That's how it worked in all the iterations, except for the movie where it was just the main character that it did this to.
Oh. Why did it make all the bad tasting stuff, if I might ask?
Again, it was that whole joke of like powerful advanced technology that still kept fucking up.
Oh.
The two automatic doors that were programmed with like sentience and loved doing their job so much that they would moan every time they opened and closed.
That's amazing.
Hitchhiker's Guide is great.
Oh yeah, just don't watch the movie.
Okay,
The
boss,
movie-
I'll take your word for it.
The movie's a terrible adaptation, and bear in mind, every single iteration, like the book has been rewritten several times. Like the dialogue has changed every time the radio drama was redone.
Oh.
So like it's always been constantly evolving and changing. It's just that for most of those iterations, it's been for the better. And then the movie had the least input from was Terry Pratchett, right?
Whoever made it.
No, it was Douglas Adams, I think.
Douglas Adams. Fuck. Yeah, Douglas had the least interaction from Douglas Adams.
Yeah, you're thinking Discworld, which is basically the fantasy equivalent.
Yeah, Discworld and partially Bad Omens. I mean, Good Omens, not Bad Omens. Holy shit. Good Omens, aka that series on Amazon that pissed off a lot of Christians, who then tried to have it taken off of Netflix where it wasn't.
Nice.
And then they started trying to pick fights with Neil Gaiman on Twitter. How dare you make Adam and Eve black? How dare you have God be a woman?
People are mad about that.
You have to remember, this is the United States where people are fucking idiots.
Yeah. Full disclosure, Jesus isn't white.
Jesus isn't white, and most descriptions of him from the time state that he was short and ugly.
Nice.
He also wouldn't have been crucified around Easter. He actually, evidence points that it was likely sometime in November, considering the fact that the Bible states the sky went black during the day when he was crucified, and there actually was a solar eclipse at around 30 Common Era in November.
Interesting.
But the church rejected that on account of the fact that didn't line up with Easter, which is literally just a whole thing of them stealing the holiday of Ishtar, a celebration of a fertility goddess, and saying, no, this is about this demigod dying and coming back to life. But we're stealing all the stuff that still has to do with fertility. Like
demigod?
rabbits.
You mean demi-Jesus?
He is the child of a god.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because that's the whole thing. The egg and the rabbit have jack shit to do with Jesus' death and resurrection, but everything to do with fucking fertility.
Big think right there.
Just like the whole thing of the census in Bethlehem took place in the summer. The area was also known for having harsh winters.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have, being as his parents were traveling for the census, he would have been born in the summer.
Yeah. I heard about that the people got the day of Jesus' birth wrong for the AD thing anyways, the year.
Yeah. It's still a whole thing of just bending things to say, no, this has to do with Jesus.
Yeah.
And then, the whole thing of, the modern interpretation of Jesus was a fucking self-portrait. Also, yeah, the guy who painted it. It was a self-portrait of him. That's why it was white. Also,
that's hilarious.
St. Nicholas wasn't white, he was Turkish. So if you're the kind of person who makes a big fuss about Black Santa, fucking check yourself, you dumbass. Anyway, what fucking line are we at?
It was kind of my line, and then you just kind of kept going.
Sorry.
That's fine. I goaded you on for some of that, too, because I was kind of genuinely curious about where you're going with it.
No, there's a lot of things I needed to get off my chest regarding that sort of shit.
Yeah. So, where was I? Yeah. I finished the section of bread I had and twisted to look behind. Back was the tall shadow of the castle. The windows turned red with the setting sun. Oh gods, I miss Artie. We used to love sitting on my window back at Worcestershire and watching the sun set each night.
Wait, okay, watching the sunset each night. Where the fuck is that? Oh, there it is. Found it. Oh, shit. Why did those both fall over? They were leaning against each other. Okay. Sighing softly, I turned and faced the red sky and watched as the sky... Why not just put it? Watched as it slowly turned midnight blue. I watched the red sky and watched as the sky slowly turned midnight blue. The stars started slowly appearing as the last rays of the sun disappeared under the horizon, each one popping into existence. I forgot how bad this author is about repetition.
Yeah.
Noticing the heat decrease slightly, I got up and collected more firewood, gently throwing a few pieces into the flames where they ate it up. I reached over and grabbed my radio, examining it with more detail than I had before. It was plastic, but the
Now
speakers
I
were
have
really
questions.
good. The entire thing was black, and it was about the size of my forearm. Running my fingers along the top, I noticed two looser panels with slight grooves at the edge. Slipping one of my nails into one of those grooves, I pried the plastic open to reveal two small solar panels.
I have
I
several
never knew that the
questions.
town even sold them.
I have several questions. If it was Magitech, that'd be one thing. That seems to actually exist in like the Shrek universe.
Yeah.
Plastic and solar panels?
But those are made with magic, right?
It's a magical thing that people are actually trying to find green ways to do things, I guess. If you consider that magic.
No, I'm just thinking about that whole thing of like straight guys refusing to use canvas bags, like reusable shopping bags, because they're worried it'll make them look gay. That's a thing.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
I believe it. That's the sad part right there.
We are just blindly walking into the abyss. Anyway, and laughing at anyone who does anything to prevent it. After identifying the other side is the same thing. What? I closed
to find you the difference between these two pictures. They're the same.
I closed the flaps and set the radio back in my bag, closing it tightly and placing it near me. Yawning, I then took my sword and bow off of my back, placing the wooden weapon inside the quiver and closing it. Does your quiver have a closing hatch? I don't think that's typically a thing with quivers. I'm very confused. To prevent the wood from rotting in the morning dew. My sword, however, I placed close to me, within reach if I ever get attacked during the night. Now, you see, the thing is that you want, like, either a small weapon or a weapon with very little prep. A sword, typically, to have that with any sort of safety, is going to be in its sheath. The act of unsheathing it is going to waste precious time. That's why you go with either a dagger, which, due to a shorter blade, taking less time to unsheath, or a bat. Bats don't need to be sheathed. They just need to be swung. Slipping inside of my soft bag, I watched the soft yellow flames dancing before I closed my soft eyes and slipped into soft sleep.
The sound of birds chirping stirred me out of deep sleep before my internal alarm did the rest, making me groan and sit up slowly.
I ate the birds. You okay,
You okay, Zane?
What? I don't know how to respond to that statement's kind of
It's very dumb, yes.
I want to go home.
I mean, that was kind of just a whole joke, because, like, the birds woke me up, so I killed them.
Either way, I don't like that statement.
Are you going to make sure that seagulls stay far away from Vundis?
I mean, he's already established that he doesn't mind fucking biting into anything that jumps in his face, so...
Yeah, she doesn't.
I'm sorry I keep doing that. I'm
considering, like, the whole thing with those two fish and that pirate.
Did somebody say birds?
No.
Tasty.
Tasty?
Cook him with the leek.
I
That
still
is
think
a canon thing.
I still think one of my favorite one of my favorite pictures of him shows like Sirfetch'd with like his lance extending out super long, and then you see it's like that one scene from freaking Neon Genesis Evangelion when the one giant robot thing got stabbed or something. I don't remember. It's great.
Anyway, Zane's line.
Really?
It was.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was? My line?
It was still dark.
It
But
was
it's
still
not
dark
dark
with it.
anymore.
It was still dark with a few rays of sunlight peeking over the horizon. The fire had gone out during the night and smoldering remains were what was left of it. I slipped out of my bag and kicked some dirt over the remains, ensuring that it was completely out before retreating to a bush and doing my business. I didn't need to know that. Afterwards, I
didn't
washed my
need to
hands
know
in a
about that.
small stream. I found a ways away, then returned to camp to eat a bit before I saddled on Vonita Vanilla. I was still extremely sore from yesterday's ride, but I tried to ignore my protesting muscles and cleaned camp up, packing my bag and mounting Vonita. Do not mount the horse, please.
Now, you kind of have to mount a horse to ride it.
No, just attach yourself to its side.
Now I'm just thinking of Robin Hood Men in Tights. Where like Robin Hood tries to like jump onto the horse from behind, it just smacks into it and falls over.
The horse is fine though, right?
Yeah. And like one of the other characters just kind of made a joke about white people not being able to jump. Anyway,
Eating fruit.
what?
Nothing.
Okay. After making sure I didn't leave anything behind, I gently touched my heels to the mare's belly. Well, at least she's not saying that she's booting its legs. And trotted off down the path. The rest of the day was relatively boring, me only making a few stops to eat or go to the bathroom. I don't like that phrasing.
Didn't need to know about that either.
I made camp when the sun set by a grove of ash trees a little bit off the road.
Before I went to sleep, I pulled out my map and examined my position in the firelight. I'm almost to a village, about a quarter of the ways to the forest. It was labeled as Koran?
Coral Highlands.
Yes, which made me snigger a bit. I put it away and let sleep wash over me.
Can you please just say
Coral.
snicker? Author, please. For the sake of possible monetization in the future.
The next few days went by pretty much the same way. Get up, do my morning habits, clean up camp, eat, saddle Vonita, and ride until sunset, stopping to eat along the way or just eating in the saddle.
Oh god, eating on the back of a horse sounds hellish.
Yeah. I often did write in my journal all the things I experienced each day before I went to sleep.
Did you do that on the horse too, you degenerate?
Yeehaw.
Just look in her journal and it's all like just horrific looking as like the horse moving caused her hand to bounce all over the fucking place. That was until we got to Corin, which was little more than a few farms relatively close together with a shop, an inn, and a post office in the middle. I restocked my supplies, bought a back cloak. As opposed to what?
A front
cloak.
Is it just
safe wavelength?
Is it just a cape with a hood? What is it?
It's a back cloak. Llytic, you don't know what that is?
Have you never heard of the dreadful back cloaks, dude? They're pretty killer for your back.
Back cloak. I'm finding black cloak.
Black? Come on, bro.
Back cloak Etsy. Yeah, Etsy, what are you gonna give me for back cloak? Nope, this doesn't answer the question at all. These are just normal cloaks. And a t-shirt for Cloak and Dagger by Atari. And a edgy skeleton man with guns.
Scully?
I have more questions.
Wait, speaking of D&D, I'm going to try to have it on Thursday over spring break.
Yeah, you said that, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I may or may not be able to make that one. We'll see.
And write a letter to Artie, telling him where I was around and that I was doing fine. I sent it from the post office. Kind of assumed that would be the case.
Where else would you send it?
From a pigeon.
From the farm.
Yeehaw!
And continued on my way, a little faster to get a bit farther.
Woohoo. Never heard
By
of
the
him.
end of the 5th day, I was almost to Luarn, the town where the path branches off at to go into the forest. That hurt. I was mentally cheering when I saw the lights of the town flickering in the distance when I got to the top of a hill just as the sun was setting. Well, I guess sleeping in a real bed will have to wait until tomorrow. I quickly made camp and ate a bit of the berries I bought in Corin while Vaniata grazed. Smiling, I gazed at the stars from underneath my sleeping bag as the campfire crackled merrily. You've used that already. Meh. Crackled merrily.
My smile dimmed a bit as I thought of Artie. I wondered how he was doing. I did hear when I was in Koran that one of his first royal decrees was to ban all remaining elf hunting, which I was happy for. Reaching up, I touched the necklace he gave me, a habit I've fallen into ever since he gave it to me. Yeah, can y'all stop hunting the elves, please? Thanks.
My
Yes, the
question
floor
why
is made
didn't
of
the
floor.
previous king do that?
For real.
Like,
Wait a sec. Yeah, because the last king is like the king from Shrek.
Yeah, I don't see him being the kind that would condone elf hunting. Ogre hunting, maybe. Not elf hunting. Typically in fantasy settings, elves are more considered like the bougie type.
Yeah.
Dear gods, how I missed him.
With a sigh, I turned onto my side and shut my eyes. Perhaps tomorrow will bring better fortune in an actual bed. A small smile lifted the corners of my lips as I slipped off into sleep. With a smile on her lips.
That
Her lips
threw
were
her
fat
through
and
a
chapped.
house.
Right, and this is the
Anyway.
next chapter, right?
Yep, next chapter. Chapter 2.
When I woke up the next morning, I did my normal morning routine. The difference is that I cleaned up camp quicker than I normally do.
Okay.
Munching on a few berries and some water, I swung my aching body into the saddle, nearly riding down the hill to Loran. Beneath the sense of my excitement increased her pace, bringing us to the town by midday.
Yay.
Yeah, like the whole daily routine thing could be done well if it were more, I don't like the way I can see this being done relatively well is if almost like you bullet pointed it. So like you just not even going into detail, but just listed each of the things you did in order to where it was like get up, like wake up, get dressed, eat breakfast, drink coffee,
Gonna get it
leave.
on the table.
Like that sort of thing, to where it's almost like a quasi stylized thing.
Could be.
Like again, like this sort of thing, if you're going to do it, you need to have it to where it feels you. You need to have it to where, like, the best writing advice I can ever give is
to start writing.
No, well, yes, but don't go with what everyone else would do. Go with what only you would.
What I was gonna do is what everyone else is gonna do?
Then you're not very imaginative.
Oof.
But it's that whole thing with storytelling. Don't go for the cliche thing. Go for the thing that is unique, that no one else would think of.
Yeah.
Like, put your fucking signature on that shit. Make it to where it's like someone's reading it and they know, oh, that is this person. Like, I don't know, just like make, like, again, like the best way, stand out. Don't be like every other writer, because if that's what you do, then what's to stop people from reading every other writer instead of you? You kind of need to like make an impression. Leave your mark. Get people hooked.
Yeah.
Don't just... Because, like, there's this whole thing of, like, I did my morning routine.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your morning routine? Like, this sort of thing, like, give it at least once where you describe what your morning routine is. And then from then on, like, just...
I mean, she already
then
told us that her morning routine involves her duty.
Yeah, that's not what I was meaning.
She's saying I think she
Like,
tried to
that
do it
was...
the first time, but it kind of failed.
Like, the only thing she mentioned is that she took a shit.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Like, that's the only thing that was mentioned about her morning routine, really.
Yeah.
It was like, I woke up, the fire was out, I took a shit. Okay.
That was the only important thing I've done today.
Surprisingly, there were a pair of guards at the entrance who stopped us and asked, "What is your business here?"
Stop! You're violating the law!
That's what I was
Speaking
going
is
for, yes.
illegal.
Sneaking is illegal. What?
I'll leave a link for that video, and it will leave you questioning multiple things, and it's great.
Sneaking is
God
illegal.
damn it, Todd Howard.
I faltered for a second, then stated, "I'm traveling to the WAWR there, and I'm just here to rest and restock my supplies."
I told him to stop fucking questioning me, bitch.
Don't make her break out her blood wrath ability,
Alright.
blood rage, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, again, like the whole thing is something like that. You need to make the character likable in order for that sort of thing to be like a holy shit kind of moment. Like, you need to have that but where the nice ones thing. You need to set up this is out of character. But we already know that she's a fucking murderous asshole.
Yeah.
So suddenly giving her like a blood rage thing, it's like, okay. Either that or have it to where like being angry is part of her character, as in something that is actively part of her character, not just a thing that happens without any actual addressing in universe.
Yeah.
It's like, because it's a whole thing of like she's been all fucking aggro and shit, but no one's ever been like, "You okay? You feeling all right?"
You need some help, homie? Need like a drink?
It's just, oh, okay. You're gonna murder those people? Okay, cool.
Wow, those people definitely deserved it. You're in the right here, lady.
Like there is no contrast and there is no in-universe acknowledgement of any of this. It's just
She is main character, do not question.
I always have people question the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck did you dump half a bottle of caffeine pills into your coffee cup? You needed to wake up?
You're not gonna wake up from that. You're gonna ascend to the next level of existence. You're gonna go so fast you're gone.
Like that one episode of Regular Show.
Yeah.
There's also like 4 espresso shots in this thing.
Jesus Christ!
I only slept for 2 hours last night.
Oh, it was nice on you, I guess.
Just fucking chugs it.
Chug, chug, chug.
But yeah, like, you want to have it to where weird stuff the character does is at least in some way acknowledged. Or if the character's a spiteful asshole, acknowledge that. They could be like a jerk with a heart of gold, but you needed to at least acknowledge the jerk.
Yeah.
You can't just be, oh, they're a great person. They're just a great person. Yeah, they're mean. They're a great person, and then like they're just going around being mean to people.
You're such a great person. That's why you murdered that person, isn't it? That makes sense, right?
Yeah. Fucking line is it?
It's still my line, I think.
The guard laughed.
Yep.
Or...
The guard laughed and said, "No one's been in that forest in a long time, miss. I suggest you change your destination to a friendly place more suited for, well, for girls like you."
Not gonna lie, that just feels really out of place in Shrek.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you have like the strong female lead of Fiona, and you're gonna Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
they already did the whole thing of making fun of the damsel in distress.
yeah.
And they made fun of it. It wasn't just, I angry. I
Yeah.
strong because I angry.
That's my secret cap. I'm always angry. I'm
I'm
always
always-
angry.
God damn it. Now I'm just thinking of a more Hulk. That's my secret captain. I'm already dead. I remember that moment. Like, he just fucking took on like an entire Avengers team, including Captain Marvel and She-Hulk and Thor. He gave Thor a concussion and punched his cousin halfway across the state.
Really?
Yes.
Who did what now?
In the Immortal Hulk, there's a moment where the current Avengers team in that moment, which includes Captain America, Captain Marvel, Thor, and She-Hulk, try to take down Hulk, and it starts off with one of the funniest moments to me, which is I think it was Captain Marvel saying, we already know that you can't transform unless you die at the moment. To which Bruce just goes, that's my secret cap, I'm already dead. He turns into Devil Hulk. But he gives Thor a concussion and fucking punches She-Hulk halfway across the state.
I know we're siblings, but I know you're also the only one who can take this punch. So, or
Cousins, yeah.
Before Tony Stark has to hit him with like a fucking massive solar beam.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Well, here's the thing about Devil Hulk. Devil Hulk is very much intelligent and an anarchist.
Yeah.
Like, not only that, but he's also the closest Hulk to, he's the closest thing to a positive father figure that Bruce has. I'm not kidding. So, angry anarchist dad.
The best kind of dad.
It's just like that whole thing. Like, he makes a fucking joke about fucking Hydra Captain America during that. Like, I'm not kidding. But like, the current thing is that it seems that Devil Hulk can't come out during the day. That for some reason, at the moment, gamma irradiated people are depowered by UV rays. So it's going back more into the horror roots of the Hulk.
Cool.
And so the way they had to take down the Hulk is that Tony Stark had basically a solar nuke, an orbital solar nuke that he blasted them with, because that forced him to transform back into Bruce. I just fucking love that's my secret cap, I'm already dead. Did he just Omewa Moshinderu himself?
Maybe.
Fuck. If you haven't already, read Immortal Hulk. It's fucking fantastic. He's fighting capitalism right now. I love it. Oh, God. Okay. I believe it's Tom's. No, wait. No, it's my line. Narrowing my eyes as I caught the implication, I growled, I can take care of myself, I assure you. I just want to rest, and I'll be on my way.
The guard shrugged and gestured.
Sleepy.
The guard shrugged and gestured for me to go ahead, in which I did quickly to avoid any bloodshed on my part.
I sleepy.
If he dies, he
dies. If he dies, no, fuck. If he dies, he dies. I must break you.
I hate. Is it my line?
Yes.
I hate guys like him. I growled under my breath as I guided Vonita to what looked like the end.
I was right.
Suddenly, it's an entire town of misogynists. Oh no!
I mean, if this was a standard medieval setting, yes, but I do honestly kind of love how in pseudo medieval settings that's largely ignored.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, female knight? Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't care.
I really loved the Fates game because if I recall, most of the females were the people with the higher strength stats in that game. Like, there's some terrifying women in that game.
She can out bench press me. Whatever. Who cares? Seeing a few heathers. Oh God. Seeing a few horses tethered on a wooden bar outside of the entrance. Dismounting Vanyada, I tied her to the bar beside a silver horse. What? Excusez-moi? Silver?
Silver?
Like, I'm not the only one that's confusing to, right?
Say it again.
Silver horse. Is that an actual thing, or... There's Silver the horse, and there's a clothing store called the Silver Horse.
Is Silver the horse like Silver the Hedgehog?
No. It's
there's some
horse.
It's the horse from the Lone Ranger.
Oh.
Yes, that'd be silver. But like, I mean, some horses have like this gray color and they look silver, so it could.
God, that doesn't silver.
Doesn't help though.
The mane and tail are lightened to flaxen or silver gray and may darken on some horses with age.
So it's an old horse.
The horse silver dilution gene dilutes black pigment but has no effect on red pigment. I guess it's a rare genetic thing, but I don't know. That's just still...
Yeah.
I don't... that still seems a bit weird to me. Whatever. I'm not a horse girl. I'm not some rich white chick who can afford to breed horses. The room had a warm feel to it, with a few people sitting at the bar on the far side of the room. A young woman who looked a bit older than me bounced up to me and asked what I needed.
What do you think the equivalent of a horse girl is in a troll culture? Because that could get really terrifying really fast.
Just a bit, yeah. Oh God, I can't find that one fucking cover I'm looking for. Also, Tom, your line.
Oh shoot, sorry.
Yes.
Hello, I need to rent room for night, I said, making the woman nod and point towards the bar.
Wait, did it seriously put it that way?
No, I put it that way.
Okay, I was gonna say, I need to rent room for night.
Hello,
room for night.
I am lady with horse. Do you have room for horse?
I have horse. Did you say your line, Zane?
No, I have not.
Okay.
The innkeeper is tending the bar right now. She'll give you a room, the brunette said, then wandered off. Isn't she working right now? Where's she wandering to?
I don't know. Walking. Wandered off. I stared after her for a moment, then headed to the bar, slipping in between two empty stools.
Oh, careful, that's slippery.
God damn it, Tom.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm tired. What would it be? A woman with a hood over her head asked wearily, reaching behind her for a glass. Why are you wearing a hood indoors, you idiot?
Aesthetic.
Did you know
I'd like to point out that this is the bartender.
Oh, I don't want to drink. I just need a room for the night, I stated quickly, making her pause and put the glass back. Ha! Fucking trolled her. Come back later for more
Dare
trolled
you
hits.
take my name in vain? You finish your line?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Sorry. I was looking up the cover for the latest issue of Immortal Hulk because it has like the new villain on a whole bunch of billboards in New York City.
Oh, the Nostalgia Boy?
Yes, because that one I just put, that big dude,
Yeah.
that's the Nostalgia Boy.
I'll look in a second.
That's
Admittedly, I've
Zimnu.
been playing Fire Emblem Warriors this entire time.
That's Zimnu. That's our Nostalgia Boy. Don't you remember breakfast
He's a
cereal?
fucking... He's a Yeti!
He's a big cyber yeti.
Oh god, the worst kind of Yetis, the cyber kind.
Yeah. So literally, this dude rolls up, saves a whole bunch of people, is just going on. Don't you remember Saturday morning cartoons and breakfast cereal? Oh hum, I'm here to save the day. Meanwhile, Savage Hulk is like, "What the fuck are you?"
What the fuck am I looking at? What have you brought to this cursed land?
Oh
I don't
no!
like it. I don't like
The
it.
Hulk is attacking your hero. I might just lose my concentration. Let's loose one of the monsters to attack a helicopter.
Oops. Remember when helicopters were still a thing?
Like fucking Red She-Hulk had to jump in and fucking attack that thing.
Red She-Hulk.
She's okay. Let me look up a picture of current Red She-Hulk because she's goddamn terrifying. She's like a giant harpy thing.
Oh god, a harpy thing.
Yes. And she's also technically Bruce's ex. I'm not kidding.
Uh-oh.
Like, and if memory serves, because her dad's that military dude who wanted to like kill Hulk.
Yeah. And he's
And
Red Hulk.
he's the current Red Hulk, and we don't know where he is. We just know he's no longer in his grave.
That's hilarious.
Which is really concerning.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that for some reason now gamma affected people are immortal and keep coming back to life.
Oh, why?
No one knows. This fucking green door just started showing up, and now they won't die permanently. As soon as the sun goes down, they come back to life.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's current Red She-Hulk.
No, just what you said about them coming back to life.
Oh yeah, Doc Samson brought it up. It was like, I'm not lava proof, so if you tried to make me fight that thing right now, I'd just keep dying over and over, and it would solve nothing.
It solves nothing.
Oh god. Let's see. What the fuck was the line now? Reaching for a glass. Did one of you say put a glass back thing? Yeah, Zane said that, I don't want to drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, come with me, she stated brightly, wiping her hands off with a towel and leading me to another desk near the entrance.
So, one room for a night. Do you have a horse? She asked, glancing up to see my nod.
We can't keep it in the room with you.
Damn it. But I want a horsey in the room. It's my only friend.
You gonna read the line?
Oh, right. I have to read still.
Yes.
She quickly did the math and announced, okay, that'll be 15 silver for the room and for looking after your horse.
Let's see. Looking after your horse. Okay. I dug around in my bag until I found the sack of money, quickly counting out 15 silver pieces and handing them to her.
Thank you. And your name would be? She asked, placing the coins in a pouch she pulled from under the counter and looking at me curiously.
I'm Ava. My horse is the mare with the red mane named Vonita. You are? I stated quickly, taking the offered key.
She smiled and replied,
Shut up.
Dear God. I'm Rael?
Rhea?
Rael Oldahim.
Oldahim, I don't know.
I dislike that. Again, like, I'll make up fucking gibberish names all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They still tend to at least sound like names.
I now think that this girl's a very edgy dwarf.
Oldahim. Oh God. Oldahim isn't even the bad part. It's
the first name, whatever
Rael.
that may be.
Rael Oldahim. Raul. Ah, yeah, that doesn't even sound like. At least Rael kind of sounds like a name. Kinda.
Oldahim sounds okay.
Yeah, Oldahim. Yeah, that doesn't sound as bad. At least there's that second E to make it heme. unless it's Heime, in
That
which
just
case,
sounds weird.
Hime
yeah,
is princess.
no,
as far-
Jaime is
Hime,
princess.
yeah, okay. It's just Hime, but I guess it's spelled differently. I'm not currently looking at it. Not even gonna.
Yeah, it's two different Japanese characters
Yeah.
because Japanese, like the Japanese alphabet, kind of goes off syllables.
Ah. All right.
Weirdly enough, also it's technically pronounced senpai, not senpai, but that's a different thing.
I'm gonna chalk that up to just cultural difference, like language differences.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole thing how in Spanish there's not much of a distinction between the letter B and the letter V. They kind of sound the same.
They kind of flow together. That's one thing I remember.
Yeah, it like literally the only difference is because it's the same mouth movement. It's just whether or not like your lips fully meet.
Yeah.
Va ba ba va ba ba ba.
Mm.
Like they slip together. Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you, Ava.
I nod,
that fucking green door.
I nodded my head in response and asked, "Why do you wear your hood all the time?" Oh no!
I wear my hood at night.
She smiled and looked at my hood, replying, "I would ask you the same thing."
Calling it now, she's also an elf. Ugh.
Oh my god. No. Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh god. No.
Let's kill all the elves, actually.
No. Fucking hell.
Elves
That
don't
won't solve anything, and then Olivia will be gone, and Olivia's fucking amazing.
Olivia who? I know.
Matilda Fishup's buff elf character.
Ah.
Yeah, the angry buff elf.
All right, then let's change that statement to killing all elves who can't defend themselves.
Fucking hell.
Well, in that case, I think that's just a war crime.
Yeah.
Elves deserve it.
I mean, I'm not arguing, but
See?
Well, yes, but that's because Tom's racist against elves.
Well, I mean, he's also a time player, right? You can't really. We can just go back in time before we had this conversation, and then just delete elves real quick.
You can't just delete an entire race.
Watch me.
I mean, if you do it carefully, you can.
It's to go very badly.
It usually does, yes.
We just end up creating super elves.
Look at this, lass.
Oh, look at the size of this guy. So big on here. Sorry, I've recently been watching the what's the name of his son again? Like the crocodile dude that everyone really loves.
Steve Irwin's son.
Steve Irwin's kid.
Yeah. Let's see what's his name.
It's like both his son and his daughter have been going into the family business.
Yeah, but I know his son specifically has been on the Tonight Show a lot.
Huh.
Robert and Bindi are their names.
Yeah, Robert Irwin's on I think the Tonight Show or whatever a lot, and he brings animals all the time to show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The guy.
He acts a lot like his dad, and it's great.
Yeah.
And he's setting his own identity, so he's not his dad, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
He's very wholesome though. So so it's the Tonight Show. So they just had a really stupid joke thing where the guy was acting really mean to him because he's like, all right, this is the animals we're gonna show on the show tonight because it's this is our anniversary. I want it to be special.
Yeah.
And he pretty much just says, "Who cares?"
Mm-hmm.
And Robert Irwin pretty much just responds with, "That's not a very nice thing to say." And then it cuts to them being on the show, and the final animal they show on it's just a cat, and he's like, "Oh, why only this?" And it's just he whispers to him, "You said you didn't care, so this is what." Because usually he does actual he does snakes, big animal stuff like that, really cool stuff. And it was just a cat, just to fuck with him, but it was all just part of the thing. They're not actually mad at each other. They seem to really like each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They have they have a show that's been out for a while, Keeping Up with the Irwins. No, crikey, it's the Irwins. Yeah, you got to say it like that.
Fucking hell. Crikey, it's the Irwins.
Yeah, literally just like that.
Crikey.
Whose line is
Anyway.
it?
Probably mine.
Where the points don't matter and the rules are made up.
Hey, whose line is it anyway?
Chuckling, I turned and went up the stairs, unlocking the room number that was on the key. You could have just said unlocking my room, and stepped inside. The room was a soft blue with a darker blue bread spread.
Bread spread, yes.
You know, really
Much better than a bedspread.
I really fucking hate my dyslexia sometimes. On a single bed. I sat down on the bed and sighed. Gods, the bed was so soft.
Oh, that's such a soft bed.
I then noticed there was a door across from the bed.
My horse was on the other side. Hello, horsey.
Standing up, I walked over and investigated it, happily finding that it was a proper bathroom with a tub for bathing. As opposed to what?
A half
what
bathroom.
Would the tub be for?
I mean, it could.
Magic?
I was gonna answer something back, but like I really can't think of anything.
Such a stupid.
It's the tub for the horse.
I stepped inside and closed the door behind me, setting my bag down on the floor, locking the door, and began running the water for a bath. When it was warm enough, I stripped down and sank into the steamy water, groaning as the water soothed my aching muscles. After a minute or two, I washed my hair and body, a bit disgusted at how much dirt came off of me. A little dirt never hurt anyone.
Unless you end up getting polio from it.
Or getting buried alive. I mean, take your pick.
Well, polio is soil-borne.
So you're saying I could get buried in polio?
If you have a cut, you could contract polio.
So you're saying if I'm cut and then buried, there's a good chance I'll get polio?
Yeah, basically, unless you've had your vaccines, the advice of, just rub some dirt on it is really bad.
I don't think you're supposed to... I never thought that as a literal statement. I hope nobody's rubbing dirt on themselves.
Clearly, like that's just
rub
kind of
some
a thing
dirt
in the
on
South.
it. You're good.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
just
kind
rub
of just a
some dirt
thing in
on
the
it,
South. Oh yes, the South. Seamus.
Oh, Seamus.
Oh, Seamus, how do you keep your clothes so white? Yeah, rub some dirt on it.
I rub some dirt on my clothes and it helps it to really good, mate.
Oh, potatoes.
Oh, that's another thing you should rub on yourself. Potatoes.
Fuck, that's another fucking alternative medicine thing. People think that rubbing potatoes on an open wound helps because, potato flesh exposed to air will turn black after a while.
What?
And so it's like, oh, it's because you rubbed it on that open wound and sucked out the poisons.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Alternative medicine is stupid.
You know what? I want to risk Alternia.
Technically speaking, if alternative medicine worked, it would be called medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's some things that I'm not going to diss. I mean, like, fucking... like, of course, something like fucking acupuncture is going to make you feel better because you are applying pressure to specific areas. Chiropractics, on the other hand... or another issue entirely being as those have resulted in a few deaths. And studies show that it does nothing more than a good massage does. And in some cases might actually lead to more problems.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I think alternative medicine is something used in tandem with actual medicine.
Like, there's some things, like the whole cupping thing, I get that is like, you're messing with your blood flow, and so like that's going to, of course, like alleviate some pain and stuff like that.
I've it helped.
What?
I've gotten cupping before.
Yeah. And like,
it felt good, but yeah.
Like, a lot of this stuff is stuff that likely less helps with your physical state, more helps with your psychological state by being something that makes you makes you feel better. It like alleviates some pain through whatever it's doing, and it helps you psychologically.
Well, I've got good news and bad news for the story.
Oh dear God, what?
Good news is the other lady is not an elf. The bad news we will find out as we keep reading.
Anyway, where's the line? I mentioned the tub for bathing, the dirt that came off me, Zane's line.
Yeah. So there was one
After I was clean.
cupping does help, stretch your muscles too or something. Like, hold on.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Is that shouldn't be like the main thing you're using to help yourself, but like it'll at very least make you physically feel better. And again, less dangerous than chiropractics.
Yeah. Fuck, what was I trying to say though? Like, so my shoulder muscles were really kind of tense, and it helped. Like, so like apparently when you do a lot of strenuous exercise, like your muscles can start to stick together or something. It helps unstick them, if I recall. Just something small. It's not gonna be like an actual solution.
Yeah.
But it does help loosen them up a bit.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, yeah. I stepped inside and closed the door behind me, setting my bag down on the floor, locking the door and began running the water for the gray bath. When it was warm enough, I stripped down and sank into the streaming water, groaning as the water soothed my aching muscles. After a minute or two, I washed my hair and body, a bit disgusted at how much dirt that came off of me.
No, Tom said that one.
I read that. It's the one after that, Zane.
Yeah, it was the after I was clean.
After I was clean, I got out and let the filthy water go down the drain, filling it with more warm water afterwards. I got back into the tub and relaxed until the water cooled again, letting the water drain out again and getting dressed in my old dress.
Elizabeth Ross, that's who's the current Red She-Hulk. Anyway, squeezing the water out of my hair, I spotted a towel and dried my hair that way. Oh, God. Okay. Brushing it out, then stepping out of the bathroom, feeling like myself again. I picked my cloak back up. Holy shit. And put it on as I gathered my laundry and went back out my door. As I wandered back down the hall, I saw Rayo by her desk working on some papers.
Hey, Rao, where can I put my laundry? I asked, making the hooded woman look up and point to a corner.
Which corner? Nodding, I turned to put my clothes in the corner she indicated, but I saw Rao brush a piece of mint green hair behind one of her hooded ears from the corner of my eye. Wait, mint green? I did a double take and found Rao watching me with a guarded expression.
Why are you green?
Why are you green? Who are you? Tell me!
Hell yeah.
Did you know being green's illegal?
That was interesting. Mint green, where? Oh God. Okay, there we go. Flashing her a friendly smile, I dropped my clothes in the corner, not the middle, whoops, and walked back to my room, carefully closing the door behind me. I plopped down on the bed, mindlessly playing with a strand of my still damp hair. I'd never seen a human with green hair. I mean, I would imagine that there's ways to change colors of things with magic.
But is she magical?
Maybe not.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Are green-haired people still considered people?
Oh,
Probably
hell.
not.
Wait, is Rao even human?
Clearly not. A soft knock sounded at my door, bringing me back to the present. I got up and opened the door, seeing Rao standing on the other side.
Well, okay. Hello, Rayo. Can I help you with something? I asked, shifting my weight towards where my sword was lying, just in case I needed to defend myself.
Jesus Christ. Not everyone wants to slap you.
Hang on. The woman nodded. Is that where I am?
Yeah.
Okay, the woman nodded and asked, "May I come in?"
No.
Go away.
Get out of my goddamn room. I paid for this. I don't have to deal with your bullshit. I hesitated for a moment, then stepped aside to let her in. She slowly came inside, sitting herself on one of my chairs. Placing myself on my bed, I positioned myself beside my sword and gazed at her expectantly. Try me, bitch.
Okay, so the whole reason why Red She-Hulk right now is also a bird monster is because she was initially a villain known as the Harpy.
Oh.
So, like, the two things kind of just fused together.
Oh. Yikes.
So that's kind of an interesting situation.
Yeah.
Rayo took a deep breath through her nose as if she's trying to... Okay. I think I've said this before, but tip to any writers out there, keep your verb tenses the same throughout a sentence, throughout a scene. Ignoring the fact that there was a contraction right there in a sentence that wasn't dialogue, it feels awkward if you suddenly go from past tense with the took a deep breath through her nose to the present tenses of as if she's trying to smell something in the air and stated bluntly, oh, okay, you switched back. Okay. Okay. What is time doing? Why is time doing this? We were in the past, suddenly we're in the present, now we're in the past again. You're not human, are you?
Fuck you for asking me that, bitch. How dare you ask someone a question? You can't just ask if they're human.
Startled, I immediately placed a hand on the hilt of my sword and asked, "What made you come up to that conclusion?" I hate this.
Why are you asking me that question? Shut up! You can't. Sorry. A small smile crossed her lips, and she said, "You're sent." Scent as in scent in the mail, not scent as in I smell. It's very different than the normal smelly humans that come through here. At first you smell like dirt, horses, and leather, but now that you bathed, you smell like the dew amar. Also, you have an unusual eye color, one that is never seen with humans. Who's a shit? I don't.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
What? I didn't say
I don't
anything.
know what you said.
I said my line.
That was the what made you come to that conclusion? No, wait.
No, that was like her reasoning.
Unusual eye color. How do you know what the Duomer smells like? How is your sense of smell so sensitive? I demanded, tightening my grip on my sword.
Oh god,
No.
she's a furry.
Maybe you're just really smelly.
That's a viable option. She could just be very smelly.
Where were we? I'm sorry.
God damn it, Tom.
I'm sorry. Jeez. Okay.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Unusual eye color, is that it? Or was that the last line you read?
God. Okay, let me... It was mentioned... Why is your sense of smell so sensitive? I demanded, tightening my grip on my sword.
Okay. She put her hands up and replied calmly, "I've tried to find the ancient homes of the elves in there. I've spent several weeks in that forest, so I know what it smells like. And to answer your second question, I think you've noticed that I seem different, like the color of my hair. I know you saw me brush back my hair in the main room. Let's just say I'm not human, but I'm not an elf."
I'm a fairy.
Considering what I just saw looking down.
Narrowing my eyes, I looked the woman over again, noticing small details I haven't noticed before. Under her hood were small bulges on the top of her head. Also, I noticed she doesn't sit completely back on the chair, rather on the edge, as if she needs room for something else.
She's a Kitsune no Mimi. They're a Kitsune Mimi.
Wait, she's our cleric?
I mean, I would just say kimono Mimi, or kinamo Mimi, but it's going to be stated to be a specific type of animal. After a few moments, I met her light green eyes again and asked, "What are you?"
She hesitated for a moment and stated, "Promise promise me that you won't tell anyone. These people are very superstitious, and if word gets out that I'm not human, I'll be killed.
Good. At that moment, I nodded and said, "You have my word. I know what that's like also."
Reo. Oh my god, is her name that way because it's supposed to be pseudo-Japanese?
Yes.
So it was supposed to be Odohime,
So it
Probably.
was supposed to be princess. Or
but
whatever.
misspelled. Not Jaime, Hame.
Hime.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Stood up and nodded. Nodded and stood up, closing the curtains, then carefully sliding her dark cloak off. My eyes widened when I realized she was stripped down naked in front of me, and I was very concerned. When I saw the thing, she was hiding with the cloak. Her hair was indeed mint green, and was bound up in a tight bun with a few strands of hair falling loose of it. At the very top of her head were a set of blue striped ears that looked like they belonged to a fox.
Oh my god, she's not just a furry, she's a rainbow furry.
Wait, if she has fox-like ears, then does she have a...
A what?
It doesn't say.
That's the actual fucking line.
Yep.
My eyes jumped to her backside and confirmed my
Stop
suspicions.
scoping that ass out.
Twitching nervously against her legs was a fox-like tail that was the same color as her ears. A blue tail? Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
She's a fucking rainbow furry.
Llytic, I'd like to give my 2 weeks notice.
I'm going to fucking tie you up. You can't escape this bitch.
Why not?
Because fuck you, that's why.
I mean, pastel goths is pretty cool, but a rainbow furry? No thanks.
Yeah, our good friend Ichitan's a pastel goth. It's just why in this pseudo medieval world is there a blue fox lady?
Because anime.
Anime?
Yeah, whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm tired of just
Anime
want
is
this to
in
be
my
over.
suffering.
What is this animes of which you speak?
Or as my principal of high school said, a name.
Animes.
Yes, your animes. Are you watching there, animes? With your babies?
Okay, Nemo.
I met her gaze and repeated, "What are you?"
What are you? Tell me!
Where is he?
Batman?
She sighed and sat back down. She sighed and sat back down on the chair. I don't know what I am. Apparently, I was born this way. I have no idea what happened to my father, but my mother raised me in this town, hiding what we were very successfully until she died.
Despite being bright blue.
I buried
something.
her.
Maybe the reason she doesn't want to get found is because she's a racist, because she calls all the humans smelly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they just think she's a dick and they just want a reason to kill her.
I mean, humans are very smelly.
Well, you know what's also very smelly?
Humans.
Animals.
Yes, but humans more so.
Really?
I buried her out by the forest, her favorite place. She was the original owner of this place. So I inherited it when she passed. I heard stories of people like me way down south in a faraway kingdom from passing travelers. Once I earn enough from this miserable place, I'm planning to sell it and go down and see if the stories are true.
It's all just a trap. She was supposed to go east.
Yes. As we all know, Japan is to the south.
Of course.
It's to the south of something, anyway.
Yeah, Russia.
Yeah, Russia.
Exactly.
Oh god, Shrek takes place in Russia?
Yes.
Yes, comrade Shrek.
What are you doing in my swamp, comrade?
It's just my swamp, comrade.
Don't make me make jelly of your eyes. Fucking hell. I wasn't ready. I was not ready.
None of us were, Llytic. Get over it, you big bitch baby.
I wasn't ready for
baby.
bright blue Kinomimis. Like Kinomon.
Yeah, like I said, it's pastel furry time, dude.
Well, wasn't this the
Wait,
better
what was
option
that?
out of everything that you had?
Technically.
Could have read more vampire Harry Potter.
Kimono Mimi. Yeah.
Chemo gamer.
Kimono Mimi. Yeah, I wasn't expecting fucking bright blue fox kimono mimis. I don't think any of us were. In
No,
Shrek.
Nope.
In
I'm actually
Shrek.
I'm actually
That is
disappointed.
Fucking throwing me.
I mean, Shrek
That
is
is
an
what is
anime,
throwing
though.
me.
Ah, yes, the good. It's not just anime. It's American anime.
I thought you were going to say the best, and I was going to say, you fucking fool. It's Cody in the house, and you know it.
Corey in the house.
Nothing could beat Corey in the house.
Corey in the house. Did I
Just
say
give it,
Cody?
that's all.
Yeah, you said Cody in the house.
Ah, yes, Coney Island in the house.
I didn't say Cody, I said Cody.
Cody, like the sweet life of Zack and Cody.
Oh.
What are the Sprouse brothers doing in the White House?
Did they do a crossover episode with that? They probably didn't.
That's
Well,
stopped.
considering the fact that Corey in the House was a spin-off of That's So Raven,
Yeah.
they did have a crossover episode with That's So Raven.
Corey in the house.
Because it was
It's a
like
party
that
every
whole,
week,
like,
baby.
3-show crossover that was like, That's So, the Sweet Life of something. Might have been Hannah Montana. I don't know.
I know they did one with Hannah Montana. I know they did one with maybe they did one with That's So Raven. I don't remember.
They did do one with That's So Raven, because I remember That's So the Sweet That's So the Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. It was a 3-show crossover.
Oh jeez. Man,
Yeah.
Disney Channel was wild.
Oh dear God. This advertisement. Anyone watching chat must be so fucking confused.
I was quiet for a bit, trying to take this all in.
Yeah, the sweet life of Hannah Montana is a lot to take in.
Why did their
Are you okay?
No,
Why did their faces all look the same?
because they're Disney sitcom actors.
Yeah.
The only one who looks different is
None of them look different. Look closely. None of them look different.
no. Raven's face looks different.
Yeah, kind of actually, but like
But all
everyone
the
else's
white-
is like the same.
All the white people look the same.
All those white people have the same generic ass white man smile.
Yeah, and then you have oh god, I forgot their names. Brenda Song and the lady who played Raven.
Her name was actually Raven.
Her name
Simone.
actually was Raven Simone. Yeah, Brenda Song and Raven Simone don't look like everyone else, but it's just 4 white blonde people. Oh,
I mean, look at Brenda Song's face. Just look at the expression on everyone else's. It looks very, very similar, and it's kind of concerning.
well, I mean, Brenda's smile is most similar just to forgot her name. She also played the mean girl in High School Musical.
Ashley Tisdale.
Ashley Tisdale.
Sharpay and what's his face?
Yeah. But yeah, like her smile looks similar, but if we're just talking about generic faces, like young Dylan and Cole Sprouse and young Hannah Montana look so fucking generic. They look like how the main character of a Saturday morning cartoon sounds.
Yikes.
Like
Depends
we
on the
went with the
cartoon.
most generic thing.
I have
So-
crafted the most generic human existence.
I have crafted the most generic human in existence, so everyone can just like project themselves onto them, so long as they're white.
Like I could just picture them like I found the most generic human that everyone can relate to, as long as they're white.
That's basically how fucking like children's TV is. Or at least was. It's less that way now. And then you have a whole bunch of people online getting upset that the main characters are different races because, oh, SJWs, you're putting their agenda in things.
I was sort of upset, but not enough to actually care about it. It was just more like, I want an excuse to see more people, not the same old heroes over and over.
Yeah, because it's a whole... Well, no, because like, you have the fucking like people online that are like, I dislike how SJWs are forcing like diversity onto shows. It's like, what fucking country do you live in?
That's just...
Because there's a lot of people in the US that aren't white. Like, a lot. You ain't the only person that exists. People watching things, for the most part, like to see people who look like them. Or at very least, that they can relate to. It's kind of why fucking representation is important.
Yeah.
And then you have people going, oh, it's forced diversity at the cost of a story. It's like, okay, if it's feeling forced, it's not because of some SJW agenda. It's because some like old white dude in upper Hollywood echelons was like, you know what would help us make a lot more money? If we put people who aren't white. we'll put in this. Yeah, but they don't know
white people, so I don't know what they act like.
Yeah, this is like, people have been talking about fucking Supergirl, but you know what? At least fucking Supergirl introduced a trans character in one of the later seasons who's played by an actual trans person. Like, it's just one of those things that like people get upset at the stupidest shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're usually the people that are complaining that everyone's too easily offended nowadays. Anyway. Let's see. Miserable place. Finally, I looked up and asked, why are you telling me all this?
I mean,
leave it at that.
The first smart thing, Ava.
That's a good question.
I'm pretty sure this is not something you go around telling everyone. No, I just like, why are you telling me this? Just like the story equivalent of, ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Oh god, I want to have that at some point in one of the stories. Just someone goes into their deep backstory and the other character's like, why are you telling me this?
Ma'am, this is a tavern. You're here to drink and have fun. I don't care about your backstory.
No, not even that. Ma'am, this is a tavern.
Ma'am, this is a tavern.
Ma'am, I'm trying to enjoy my meal. No, I'd have it towards like one of the stereotypical like fucking like what you'd expect from a male lead.
What do you expect from a male lead?
You know, like the whole stereotypical like action story male lead, like with the deep tragic backstory that they feel the need to tell everyone about.
Oh, sir, I'm just a Wendy's employee. I have people behind you.
It's like one of the main characters, like, sir, I'm trying to enjoy my meal. Please stop.
Rouse sighed again and said, because, like you said, you know how it feels to have to hide what you are. I have a feeling you've had a lot more experience with humans finding out what you are and not being entirely accepted, you fucking knife ears.
Well, fucking hell, you fucking round ear.
She's not a knife. She doesn't have round ears, though. She's a fucking fox ear.
No, I was saying that to Tom.
I was making the fox person say that to Ava, who does have knife ears.
So they're pointy.
They're triangular.
Triangle ear. Fucking triangle ear. Imagine having triangle ears. Could be me.
At least she doesn't have multiple tails.
Well, we haven't...
That's how you know it's weeb shit.
We haven't gotten to know her more yet, so let's give it time.
I say, despite having a prominent Kitsune character.
Ooh.
But at least she's not bright blue.
You right.
There's actually... Because one of the things I did for, like, races that, like, have animal features is that typically their hair color matches the animal.
So you're saying the carpets matches the drapes?
I'm saying that she's a redheaded Asian.
Oh. So yeah, the carpets match the drapes.
Why are you bringing up pubes?
I don't know. Why are you bringing up fox ears?
Because that's
Don't
relevant
answer
to
that,
the
don't answer that, don't
conversation.
answer that. That was a joke. That was a joke.
It's your line, Zane.
What is my line again?
Nodding.
Nodding.
Mhm.
Nodding, I loosened my grip on the sword and said, "Yes, you're right. But I've also found a few humans, also 2 ogres, a donkey, a dragon, and a cat, a dragon and a cat that are accepting of people's differences. Hey, they mentioned Shrek.
Shrek fanfiction.
I'm going to be disappointed if Shrek doesn't show back up.
What are you doing in my world?
Just punts Ava out of this
Throws
universe.
Ava through the fourth wall.
Holy shit, she's in my room. Just hears
Breaking
gunshots.
through the first, the second, the third, the fourth wall, fifth wall, floor, no floor, you fall.
Is it my
Anyway,
line?
Llytic, it's your line.
yeah. Let's see. Where's the
smiled.
whole? Yeah. I smiled at the memories of Shrek, Donkey, Puss, the princesses, and Artie that I
That I got a boner.
that came up when I said that. Mostly memories of Artie and his
Did the thing that come up was your
tight
boner?
ass, which also made my heart tight with me.
Oh no! He's hot!
A soft chuckle brought me back to the present.
It seems like you have fond memories of those people. Rao chuckled, her tail flicking with amusement.
What? No, I don't.
Shut up! I don't like anyone, bitch.
Shut up. I don't have fond memories. You have fond memories. Fuck you.
just starts crying.
What the fuck is going on?
Blushing faintly, I smiled and murmured, "Yes, I do."
Rayo calmed down after a few seconds and stated, "Well, you never said what you are. It's only fair I showed you mine, show you yours."
Glad I'm not the only one who thought of that.
I showed you what I am. The fuck?
Please respond. Please respond.
I showed you my ears. Please respond.
My grip tightened
I showed you
unconsciously.
my tail.
My grip tightened unconsciously as I hesitated, then pushed back my hood. Her eyes widened when they saw my pointed ears.
You're an elf, Harry, she whispered, gazing at me with shocked eyes.
And you're a hairy elf. Wait. Wait. Oh, God, ketamine's kicking in. I nodded, then adding, "You're looking at the last of the elves. Oh, my people are dead.
My parents are dead.
My whole race is dead. That's how edgy I am. This is the level beyond rogue."
Rao looked sympathetic as she stood up and patted me on my shoulder. You don't know that. There might just be another one that survived the genocide. If it's a guy, you two can carry on your race.
No. Don't never say that. No.
Bum,
Stop.
bum, 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 elf fascism.
I never say anything like that again. Jesus fucking Christ,
Comet
what the
flared my
actual
temple up.
fuck?
I'm not an animal to be bred. I'm a person that can love, I snarled, standing with my sword in hand.
I thought it was funny, Zane.
Fuck. No, I'm not saying that about Zane. I'm saying that about that. Why would you ever have a character say that? That is the most unnatural thing I've ever seen.
Maybe you should message 20 Druidic cats directly and ask her. Or-
Bitch, why?
Just one comment. The actual fuck.
Yeah, I have a question about your story. Why?
I don't know. Maybe
just
she's
for
gotten better
just-
in the 5
just for-
years since she wrote this.
Just for clarification for anyone out there, this is not Tom saying message the author and harass her. That was a joke.
Telling me to harass the author. There's a difference.
That's still gonna be a no from me, dog.
It's gonna be a no from me, dog. Oh God.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Ureo quickly saw her mistake and backed off immediately. Seriously, who says something like that? Like, there's having a tactless character, and then there's having a character who's just dead stupid. The actual fuck? I wasn't trying to imply that you couldn't love, she stated quickly, taking a few steps back, her ears flattening against her head.
Kill the fox! Kill the fox! Kill the fox!
Kill them! Kill them!
The fox is really creepy, kill them.
Huffing, I slowly sat back down, watching Raoul cautiously take her seat. Sighing, I slowly let go of my anger before it turned into bloodlust. No. Embrace it. Slaughter this fox. Come on, please.
Slaughter this weird pervert.
When I opened my eyes again, I found Raoul looking at me cautiously.
Like, even if I was, like, role-playing a character who wasn't meant to be smart, I wouldn't have them say that. Vundis is socially an idiot, and I wouldn't have her say that. She thinks severed heads are gifts. She wouldn't say that.
She gets along with Cornelius, all right.
Can you shrink this?
Whose turn? What's my line?
What's my line
I'm
again?
sorry.
What's
my
my
wrist.
line again?
I'm sorry, my race is still a touchy subject with me, I said, relaxing a bit when Rao nodded in understanding.
I can only imagine.
I can only eat margarine.
I can only eat Marge. Homie. Homie. She trailed off, glancing towards the front of the... But Marge! Her ears twitching. She stood abruptly and hastily slipped her cloak back on.
Gotta go. I heard someone come in. She explained, quickly exiting the room.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta
She
get
is
back
blue.
to the past, Samurai Jack.
She's not a samurai.
I know.
Wait,
She
she
is
like
blue.
forgets to put her hood on and she runs downstairs and everyone just sees her.
Now this isn't what it looks like.
This is just
Cosplay.
roleplay. I mean cosplay. Wait, is that a thing in Shrek?
I was just doing a kinky thing with someone upstairs.
Yeah. Just go back upstairs.
Right. He's a wig. This is a headband. Gonna go back upstairs. But yeah, like furry people do exist. The big bad wolf exists.
Wait, we have to give furry people rights now? Sorry, that was a really bad joke.
So long as they aren't like cubbing in public.
Sorry, I can't let anyone who says a woo unironically live.
I don't really care about furries so long as they're not doing like the diaper shit in public. That one creeps me out.
I'm being really mean to furries because everyone thought I was a furry in high school. I'm trying my best to disassociate.
Like I get it with the whole thing is like that shit's expensive. Of course you're gonna show it off, but when you combine that with like something that actually is a fetish, that whole thing of wanting to show off with that, it gets really concerning.
I don't get it.
Well, you see, some people watched the Disney Robin Hood movie and started to feel certain things.
Or
Yeah, I
you
don't
have
get it.
people like me who are just like, dang, I really want to be an anime girl.
Fucking hell.
I couldn't even get through that before I started chuckling.
That was a good joke. That was...
Oh boy. Let me see if I could. Oh, yep. I found the one I was looking for.
Can we just finish this?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a
Please.
sec.
We're
It's
so
your line.
close.
It's your line, Zane. I listened for a moment.
I listened for a
There,
moment,
you're an
hearing
anime girl.
Raoul's cherry voice and two gruffer voices in the main room. Sighing, I dug my brush out of the bathroom and brushed my still damp hair again, more out of habit than necessary. I need to show y'all something in the pinch chat for my friends. It's incredibly stupid.
Should not have been given this power. Anyway. Wow. Leo isn't human. Nor is she an elf. You're not wrong.
She's worse.
You're an idiot. But you're not wrong. That makes this trip all the stranger.
Dun-dun-dun.
I was doing the Stranger Things theme, but whatever.
Oh, sorry, I've never watched things that are strange. Especially strange
That-
themes.
Considering some of the things I know you've watched, I could very much dispute that.
No, you can't. Shut
You
up.
watched some very strange shit, some of which I
No.
introduced you to.
We all watch strange shit. It's okay.
Let's just end this, dude. We're right there.
And this dude? Which dude? Soon I heard
Just read,
Rio's
Llytic.
footsteps. Rio's footsteps and two more sets of heavier footsteps walked down the hall, stopping a few doors down from my own. Rayo must have shown the two new arrivals to their rooms.
Suddenly, I felt a slight shiver run up and down my spine. Something's not right about those two new arrivals. I don't know what, but something's not right. Oh, yeah, because elf voodoo magic. Fuck this story.
For one thing, one of them made hoof noises.
Oh, God.
And the other one had a Scottish accent.
Hey.
Don't get... Why was that girl's hair green?
How do I pin this message, or can only...
I have to.
Okay. Yeah, that's for next time.
Oh, yeah. Spread it. I mean, pin it.
God damn it, Llytic.
Special thank you to Destiny Bear for supporting us on Patreon. If you like what we do and would like to support us, then consider going down to the link in the description and going to our Patreon. We have some little perks that you can get. And yeah. Yeah. So why not consider supporting us monetarily if that's a thing you like to do? Or don't. It's really up to you. I have no real sway over that. Anyway, bye.
Bye.
Ooh.
Bye.